Good evening, everybody. Welcome to AF3, round 7 at Phillip Island in the Porsche inferior German car GT4 Club Sport. Starting qualifying, drivers just now getting on track for their out lap. Leading up the field right now is Polybius on track. So he'll be the first one to set a flying lap time as soon as he completes his out lap, and his teammate was quickest in the 45-minute practice session before this race. Trackmania, don't know much about that, Abe. Probably looking for times in this qualifying session around 137, 138. So about an average lap for AF3 as Polybius crosses the line to start his flying lap. Nice long run down to turn 1. Not a heavy braking zone there. Looks like Zhao jumps off track to free up some room, and off track turn 2. Surely he's not going to like that. Let's go on board with somebody who still has a chance. Cars off, left, right, and center. This will make for an entertaining race for us. Send a nice little message there to Polybius. Rather high speed track, only a couple heavy braking zones on this track. The 2 hairpins are really about it. Everything else is a rather high speed corner. Could be interesting into the second hairpin, as if you run wide in the left-hand turn before that, you'll put it on the grass and we'll just slide directly to the apex, potentially wiping out any drivers, as we have our first lap time set. Tagua Patobo was temporarily on pole. It's now Nemanja Popovic with a 138.7. He has a 6/10 gap to P2 at right now, which is Jens Beetsma in the river racing car. Ah, my phone being so polite and letting me know that Assetto Friends is streaming. Who would have thought of that? Diego looks like he's on a flying lap into turn 3. Oh, sorry, turn 4 rather. The hairpin, the first of the 2 hairpins on this track. Coming around the last corner now onto that start finish straight. Important to get a good run out of this because it is quite a long straight, and it's not even a real braking zone, heavy braking zone into turn one. And that was the end of his outlap, so he's now on his flying lap into turn one rather quickly, get all the way down to the inside curb. And he drifts wide. Might have just kept it on track there. That's going to really compromise his line through turn two and sacrifice a lot of time there if he was able to keep it on. Check in with Penguin as he's starting a lap or ending. Penguin goes to the provisional pole. 138.73. Just clear of Nemanja Popovic by 2 thousandths of a second. See if Ali can keep it on track this time through turn two. A nice tidy line through there. Back on the power now for the run down to turn three. Flat out all the way to the heavy braking zone for the hairpin. There was an apex there somewhere. He didn't find it. Nice flowing left-hand turn, and then this is going to be a section of high-speed corners, left, right, left, and then a run down to the second heavy braking zone, which happens to be another right-hand hairpin. And last corner, get in early and back on the power as quickly as possible for this long run down to the line. He will finish with a time of 1:38.5 to put him on provisional pole, just ahead of his teammate who finished his best lap with 6 thousandths down, but has just improved on that by 4/10, and now his teammate Diego is on provisional pole. And it's a good thing this isn't real racing, because his crew would have some work to do after that. Penguin is on a flying lap. Let's go on board with him as he is coming out of turn 5. He is a 10th down on Diego through sector 1. So he will have to make up that time somewhere if he hopes to put this car back on pole. He was slightly quicker than Polybius in sector 1 though, so he's got that going for him. And he was again another 10th down off of Diego's provisional pull time in sector 2. He makes the run to the line now. finishes his lap with a 138.5 to put him between the two Polaris Motorsports car, get Gladiator Racing on the front row. He is still 2/10 trailing Diego. And by the looks of it, that move was temporary, as Ali Yardinger has just put his car back on the front row behind his teammate, just under 2/10 behind his teammate, to give a front row lockout to Polaris Motorsports. Let me troubleshoot that, because I was not aware that the in-game sound was not going to the And I think I fixed that issue of no sound. If somebody could just give me the confirmation in the chat, that would be great. Sorry about that technical difficulty. How about now? Can you hear me over the game? Thanks, Maddie. Also, Maddie, hey, how you doing? How's Poland? And we are now done with qualifying. The drivers are on their final flying laps now. Looks like Thomas Cameron and Zhao are finishing up. Zhao's not going to improve. Is there any driver who's currently on a flyer that... Let's go on board with Popovich. He's coming around the last corner now. He's right there with his sector times. Probably not going to get on pole. Might improve a little bit. So he makes his run to the line. And does not improve. Diego Domingo, who is on pole already, is currently on a flying lap with Jens directly behind him. Let's just see where Jens is right now. P6. And Jens is green through Sector 1. But Diego's purple in Sectors 1 and 2. Setting best times in the server for both the first two sectors. He's making his run to the line. And he does a best lap 1:38.0 to improve on his already pole time. And Jens does not improve, stays right where he's at. I don't know why he didn't get the checker flag. He should have. And that will finish qualifying. Diego will start on pole. It is a front row lockout for Polaris Motorsports. See, I would use the config app, except it's not showing up. I tried that. It should be right here, but it's not. So. Big enough for you, Maddie? Also, dang it. This is what I get for making a joke. Now it's too big and I can't get the menu to pop back up. All right, that should work there. Go ahead, ditch that. All right, we'll do a little grid walk here. Starting on pole is Diego with his teammate Polybius, Nemanja Popovic in P3, Penguin in P4, V-Vols P5. And drivers are off, on their way down to turn 1. 2 by 2 they go, and Polybius sends a move up the inside on his teammate into turn 1 to take the lead of this race. And Diego has lost out 2 positions now as Nemanja Popovic is through on the inside, as we saw one car going off and sliding to oblivion as the grass outskirts of this track do. Clean so far. Nobody really getting pushed off the track, just sliding about a bit when they get out wide. Nemanja and Diego really getting close there on the between the hairpin and turn 6. Diego trying to get back around, put Polaris Motorsports 1-2, and it looks like he is going to complete that move. As they run down the hill to the second hairpin. Diego does complete that move. Zhao is now up into P4 around Pingu Quinn into the hairpin as we finish the first lap. And look at that, there's not a streamer car left on the grid. Competent streaming going on right here. And now Polaris Motorsports really working together here, it looks like. Opening up a big gap to P3, which is Jens Beetsma ahead of Zhao in a close battle. As we see yet another car go off into the sands. That was Tagua Patobo. We'll look back in on our battle for first, where the 2 Polaris Motorsports are looking like 2020 Mercedes out there. Phillip Island sure does have a nice flowing track. Only 2 heavy braking zones, the rest a bunch of high-speed corners. Most of them requiring just a lift. A lot of close racing here in this field too. No, you weren't called out. Why would you be called out? And it looks like we have had a move for the lead between the Polaris Motorsports cars as Diego Domingo passes his teammate on the front stretch. Could have been team orders. Could just be Diego's faster at this track. We'll never know. Nice 3-way battle here between Vessel Varudin, Miguel Costa, and Nemanja Popovic for that would be P9. A couple cars behind would love for these guys to battle it out and let them get in there and make this a 4 or 5-way battle for P9. Costa keeping a wide line through that hairpin, going all the way out, using almost all of that curb. Not much overtaking going on at this track. Second gaps between most drivers here. Oh, so we see Penguin send a move up the inside on Josh Brooks. Will Josh Brooks be able to take that position back? He's got the inside line through the next series of turns here. Looking to use that slipstream down the front straight. Will he make a move in the T1? As he goes on the outside, no move to be had. Can he force Penguin into a mistake? Does not look like there was a mistake to be made there. I wonder what happened there. As we see Miguel Costa lose out 3 places, being in the grass. Looks like it might be a 4th here. Cano sending the move up the inside. He does pass Miguel Costa. As Thomas Cameron, Nemanja Popovic. Oh, and there is a big pile up here at the first of the hairpins. Would really like to know what those drivers were doing there, because several of them were off track before anything even really happened there. As we are nearing the halfway point of this race, it is Polaris Motorsport 1-2 in the order they started. Diego P1, Polybius P2, River Racing has P3 with Jens Betsma, and Zhao is P4. You'll have to forgive me, I don't know his team name. And I do believe the safety car has been called out. That'll be great. Bunch this field right back up. Whatever happened to the good old days when the VSC came out and you are almost guaranteed to see one person at least crash into the back of somebody? No, it's just boring. I got nothing to talk about during this VSC. As we come around the last corner here, we should go back to green flag racing somewhere on the straightaway. Phillip is closing that gap up to his teammate, getting right on his bumper. And looks like we are green flag racing again. Who will take the lead into turn 1? Diego Domingo will stay in the lead, followed by his teammate Jens Betsma P3, Penguin P4, and Zhao P5. Propofol gets an overtake on Josh Brooks for P6. on the restart. That looks like the only overtake so far since the restart. Propofol getting another position on Zhao to put him into the top 5. As No Ply is now trying to send a move on Josh Brooks to get another position in this race. Thank you for that safety car. We have some really close racing here now. Just over 4 minutes plus 1 lap left in this race. And who is that going wide onto the grass? They sure got lucky there. I think that was Zhao. He's lucky he did not slide to oblivion being on that grass. This racetrack brought to you by WD-40. Real close battle in here. Unfortunately, not much overtaking. About like watching an F1 race at Monaco. And Jens goes deep into the hairpin. That's going to cost him at least 3 positions. He's now battling with his teammate for P6. He might immediately try to get one of those positions back off of Propofol. They're side by side running through this flowing part of the track. Propofol's got the inside line for that corner, but will be on the outside for this corner. And Jens looks like he does put it ahead of Propofol as they run down to the second heavy braking zone in the hairpin. And he will keep that position, it looks like. Probably should show that move to his teammate who's been sitting behind Propofol for like 4 laps. Diego showing that his pole time was not a fluke. He's currently the fastest man on track. Last time by was the fastest lap of the race, 138.3, 2/10 clear of his teammate, who has a 138.5, and they, I believe, are the only ones in the 130s, as everybody else is currently on 140 pace. So Polaris Motorsport looking really good to run away with this one. BP1, P2, fastest lap in race 1. We will have a reverse grid race. Top 15 positions will be reversed. As of right now, Tagua Potoba would start on pole for the reverse grid race. And it looks like Josh Brooks has finally been able to clear Propofol, and now River Racing is back together on tracks in P5 and P6. Diego putting a 1 second gap on his teammate. And Diego sets a new fastest lap of the race. That time by with a 138.32. Pulling away from P2. 4/10 last lap alone. 4/10 in a lap. time will expire this lap. There will be one more lap after this one that will start when Diego crosses the line, barring he doesn't have any unfortunate Mazda spin incidents. Vessel Veruden goes really deep into that corner, might lose out on a position here on his as he tries to recover some of that lost time. Yeah, Maddie, I don't know if Josh is actually gonna push. He didn't download this track until this afternoon. Don't know how much time he actually got practice on it. And Popovich deep into the second hairpin, doesn't lose out of position, lucky for him, but does lose out on some time to Cano ahead. There are no... Oh, we do have a battle on track. Miguel Costa is about to lose out on P8 to No Ply, as No Ply's on the inside line into turn 1. Can he complete this move before turn 2, where Miguel Costa will have the inside line? Nope. But Miguel goes really deep and is into the grass. He will lose out on P8, and that was a great rejoin into traffic there for Costa. Might save him some face now, but I'm sure the stewards will look at that later. Costa now leading a train of 4 cars, including his teammate. I'm sure one of those is just hoping he will make another mistake so that they can get themselves higher up into this field. Current pole sitter for the reverse grid race will be Nemanja Popovich, as we're going to go on board with Diego as he finishes up his race. He is coming out of the last corner now, and Diego Domingo wins race 1 at Phillip Island. He will also be taking the fastest lap point with a time of 1:38.3. His teammate finishes 2 seconds behind him to lock out Polaris Motorsport 1-2. And Penguin will take the 3rd spot on the podium, followed by River Racing's Jens Beetsma, Zhao, and Josh Brooks. Propofol, No Ply, Costa, and Veruden round out your top 10. Popovich will start pole. His front row partner there will be Tagua Potobo in the second race. And I don't know, I think these donuts might be a little premature here from the Polaris Motorsports guys. They still got a whole nother race to go. All right, chat, what you think? Lap 1 safety car, yes or no? All right, we have a 2-minute countdown to race 2. Do a nice little grid walk here for the reverse grid race. Starting on pole will be Nemanja Popovic. To go Patobo closes out the front row. Vivols and Kano on row 2. Thomas Cameron and Vessel Verruden on row 3. Miguel Costa and No Ply on row 4. Propofol and Josh Brooks on row 5. Zhao and Jens on row 6. Pingu Quinn and Ali Yardimja on row 7. Diego, our race 1 winner, will start on row 8 ahead of G750. Mixtrol with his Big Wang Porsche and Mosquito will be on the back row. And then there's me. Guess it won't let me go back to the pits before the race starts. That's a shame. As we wait patiently, there are the lights as they start. Drivers are revving their engines. 5, 6 lights. And they're out. Away we go. Race 2. Popovic gets a good start on the outside. Will Taguapatow will be able to send the same move that Ali did in race 1 and get the lead into turn 1. No, he will not. Popovic will maintain that spot for the time being. And it looks like Thomas Cameron and Vessel Verruden have touched. Doesn't look like we will be having a VSC at turn 2 as we make our first dive into the turn 4 hairpin. No changes at the front. There seems to have been a large accident. No, not too bad. I do believe we be under the VSC. I do believe that Mythic has pulled out the VSC. I'm not quite convinced that there were 4 cars off there. If there were, they've recovered quite quickly. Hopefully we don't do a whole nother lap into this and we go green flag racing at the start of lap 2. Order as it stands now: Popovic, Taguapatow, Vivols, Kano, Costa, Cameron, Propofol, Brooks, Zhao, Polybius, Diego, G750, Pingu Quinn, Jens Beatsma, Mixtroll, Mosquito, and Vessel Varuden. Competent streaming right there. And Costa is off in the gravel at turn 2, losing out on just about every position possible. And Tagua Patobo sending the move up the inside of the turn 4 hairpin. Does not complete that move. Nemanja Popovic will stay in the lead of this race. But there is a fierce battle going on between three guys for the lead of this race. Popovic, Tagua Patobo, and Vivals all fighting for the lead. As we make our run into turn 7 and down to the turn 8 hairpin. Downhill heavy braking zone. And we are under safety car again. I don't even know what happened. That is disappointing. But we are back racing now. Everybody making their moves. Oh, and there's a big off there. Both 5 seconds cars are off. That looks like a Polaris Motorsports car off. It was our race 1 leader, Diego, off in the grass. And that will bring out the third safety car of this race. Third safety car of race 2. We have 10 minutes plus 1 lap to go. Maddie, yes, I know I did it. I just wanted to channel my inner Maddie and practice my fake British, Polish. I don't even know how to completely describe you. And our race 1 leader was completely off track. Don't know exactly how many positions he lost there. He's back down where he started in P15. Both 5 seconds racing cars lost out big there. Miguel Costa having his second off-road excursion of the race, putting him down into last place, followed directly by his teammate. Maybe they can work together to get around Diego rather quickly and try and get up the road using some team tactics to battle this one out and maybe recover some points here in the championship standings. We're getting ready to go back to green flag racing. Should be this lap as we make the run down to turn 1. So speaking of the championship standings, current championship leading team is Polaris Motorsports with 207 points, ahead of River Racing just 10 points back, and Gladiator Racing is in a fight for this championship as well in P3. Jack Olivier of Maka is leading the Drivers' Championship, and Great Britain is winning the AF3 Nations Cup right now quite handily. They have a 65-point lead over Spain. As we get back to green flag racing, we're going to make the run down to the turn 4 hairpin. Wide open, heavy braking into this right-handed hairpin. Popovich being able to maintain his lead and under no real threat to relinquish that lead in this race. Diego Domingo already up 4 points from the safety car restart where he started 15th. And he is now in P11. His next target will be Jens Betsma in the River Racing car. And that would put him back into the top 10. His teammate who started P14 is up 7 positions over the entire race in P7. As we see a close battle here with Josh Brooks and Zhao for P5. Josh does make that overtake and make it stick. He is now securely planted in P5, looking to run down Propoball for P4. Getting real close to the back of that Save the Oceans, Don't Use Single-Use Plastics Porsche. So we see Zhao try to send the move down the inside of Josh, not going to work. Nothing there. Oh, and Propofol is off. Josh Brooks and Zhao and Polybius will all get around Propofol as he goes off in the grass. And he went off in the grass again. I believe Polybius was also off in the grass. They might have hit each other. And that might have caused that issue. Josh Brooks now up into P4. Chasing down Tegua Patobo, trying to get on that podium, and he's going to send a move up the inside as Tegua Patobo goes way wide. Josh Brooks now up into P3 and in a podium position, only a second behind Vivos, or sorry, 3 seconds behind Vivos, and then he'll only have a 1 second gap to Popovich if he can make this work and get around these drivers ahead of him. Who has a Union Jack emote? That's a thing? I didn't know that was a thing. Yes, Matty Mosquito is currently in the points. He's currently P14. Sure, he would love to get some points out of this. And somebody just goes sliding off the track. That was Jens Betsma, who went way deep into turn 1. Losing out a bunch of positions. The plus 5 seconds crew has made serious inroads into this race. Thomas Cameron up from 17 to 11. Miguel Costa up from 18 to P9 after he had 2 off-road excursions in this race. Tegua Patobo losing out another position at the hairpin to Zhao. Maybe not. Pushes Zhao wide there onto the grass. Getting that elbows out touring car racing going. Zhao on the inside. He will make the move stick this time. Zhao into P4 ahead of Tegua Patobo, who will now have to worry about defending against Penguin and Diego Domingo, our race 1 winner, who is now up into P7. Josh Brooks still in P3, looking to run down the guys in 1 and 2. Nemanja Popovich and Vivos leading this race. Current fastest lap in this race is Nemanja Popovich with a 1:38.9. As we have another off-road excursion happening and a gravel trap adventure for Tegua Patobo. And it looks like Penguin and Diego are fighting hard for P5. They might have had a little contact there. I believe they did. Into turn 1. Diego fighting really hard for that position, right on Penguin's bumper, trying to get himself into the top 5 after winning race 1. Penguin taking a nice inside line through that hairpin, going out way wide, using every bit of the track. But he might have a problem on his hands because he now has both Polaris Motorsports cars directly behind him. They can work in tandem, do some team tactics here to get around the Gladiator Motorsports GT4. And he goes around. I don't believe they touched. They might have touched just a little bit there after he had already been around. I do not believe Diego caused that. But both Polaris Motorsports cars get ahead of Penguin as he has an incident at the turn 8 hairpin exit. So they now make the run down the line. And Diego having himself a massive off-roading adventure, as does his teammate at the very next corner. How could Polaris Motorsports mess up the start of a lap any more than that? Both having off-road adventures. Turns 1, turn 2, both losing out. Josh Brooks still 3 seconds behind Vivals. Vivals still 1.5 behind Popovich. No changes at the front, as we have just over a minute and a lap left in this race. So we will be doing 2 more laps in this race probably. It'll be tight, I believe, at the line. We will probably be doing another lap, 2 laps in this race. Yes, we will. We'll definitely be doing 2 more laps in this race. Not much going on around here. As Nemanja Popovich keeping a nice clean line through turn 1 as he can win this race. Diego recovering a position there off of Thomas Cameron after his off-road incident last lap. Olivia's about to recover a position off of Thomas's teammate, Miguel. A lot of Polaris on plus 5 seconds. Crime going on here as they make the run down to the turn 4 hairpin. And Polybius goes deep through the corner, trying to do a switch back here. Looks like he's going to make that stick. Little contact there, nothing to write home about. And Polybius is ahead going into turn 6. He has now completed that move. Polybius back into the top 5 P5. His teammate back into the top 10. Jens looking like he is going to try and get around Cano here. Maybe he forced him into a mistake. Do a switch back out of the hairpin. Nothing on there. As Jens does finally get around Cano on the front straight into turn 1. This is the last lap of the race. Not much on as far as battles go for a last lap showdown. As Penguin and Cano are battling it out for P8. Penguin ahead now, coming out of turn 5. He will set his sights now on River Racing's Jens Beetsma. He's now right on the bumper of Jens. Surely he's trying to get another position here, get more points in this championship fight. We will go on with Nemanja Popovic as he wins race 2 at Phillip Island. Vivos will come second. Josh Brooks will round out the podium. Zhao and Polybius will round out the top 5. In the finishing order of this race will be Popovic, Vivos, Josh Brooks, Zhao, Polybius, Costa, Penguin, Jens, Diego, Cano, Thomas Cameron, Tagua Patobo, G750, Varudin, Mixtrol, Mosquito just missing out on the points there in P16. Sorry, Maddie, your Polish boy did not deliver. And Propoval rounding out the field in P17. Yeah, we're going to use the AF3 graphic. How's that sound, chat? We are going to use the AF3 graphic. Might just hop down into the League Racing chat.
Right, give me 10 minutes and I'll have the results.
Yes.
Good evening, AF3 racers. We are live on Twitch. That was a great race from all of you guys.
Are we on Twitch?
We are on Twitch. We are live.
Hey, fuckers.
Yellow mom.
There are all of 2 people in chat. Maddie's one of them.
Hey, Maddie.
Rooting on his teammates at River Racing. That was a great race for Polaris Motorsports in race 1. How do you guys feel about it?
Good. I don't know. I don't really know what to tell you.
Hot! Damn hot!
Sure. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. The thing is, I should have done better in race 2, but there were problems. There were problems. Yes.
Did you put a delay on the server on the stream?
No, that's just normal Twitch stream delay. Probably.
No, it's like 2 laps behind.
Yeah, it's way behind. I don't know why it's got such a big buffer on it, but it's like a minute behind.
Damn. Silence. Silence falls on the voice chat.
Yeah.
Let's see how.
Nice job, mate.
So, speaking of Polaris Motorsport, what happened there in race 2 where you guys were right by each other and then Diego goes off in turn 1 and you in turn go off in turn 2, Polybius?
So the thing is, in race 1, I knew he had better pace than me, so I just let him through. But then in race 2, I know he'd get a penalty, so he was like, "Please let me through." He trying to let me through, went wide, died, and then while I was talking about him being wide, I got killed as well. Well, I killed myself rather.
I was in a Polaris sandwich at this point.
There's no better way to explain it.
I was on the very outside, no sandwich at all.
You guys
Yeah,
started
but-
playing ping pong there. What are we doing? Racing or ping pong?
I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate Vexol on his best result of the season, P10.
Well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations, congratulations. I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate Great Britain on winning the AF3 Nations Cup.
You.
Oh,
Most certain,
actually.
anyway.
Hey, this is also my best result.
I mean, yeah, you guys were 60 points up before this race.
Yeah. And also, best result today for Thomas Cameron, P11.
Well done.
GG.
God save our great.
Don't forget
Isn't
me
he
as
American?
well.
I thought Thomas was American.
Mario equaled his best finish of P12.
I did.
You were P7 for so long. What happened?
Nemanja Popovic gets his first win of the season.
Well done.
Yeah,
Long overdue, I
boy.
think. Popovic, you've had speed this whole season.
I mean,
I mean,
About
it's two
speed.
podiums so far.
You wanna see me struggling?
It's
getting
3
a hold of
podiums.
my
He was
then?
podium at Jerez, podium
you-
at
you guys
the
don't
last
see
track
the
in here.
race one. The race one, how
Like
all the race ones
P15.
went.
Yeah.
like once
Every time.
once I saw like at this moment like I knew I was going to get punted. I just let go of my wheel with my left hand so I wouldn't get hurt. But then like
I
look,
started saying
look
sorry.
at me struggle
before-
and like I don't have wheel. Where's my wheel? Oh, there it is.
And he punted me off in the process.
I
No.
started,
I couldn't get a hold of my wheel.
I started saying sorry just
My lap
when I
was
started
just
braking
amazing.
because I realized I had missed my braking point because I couldn't see it.
Yeah,
I
what
didn't
you
miss
do next
mine.
time is just let off the brakes, just cut the corner and take somebody else out instead of me.
Is there any chance we can get the car reveal now? Because I have to leave.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yep, car reveal.
May I?
Josh. Yeah, Josh. You do it.
AF3
You're the
organizer?
organizer. Yeah.
Well, this is rather a bittersweet sort of thing, I suppose. Is that the right word for this? Given
Yeah,
the
it
news
is.
we all heard yesterday about Sean Clark, we decided weeks ago
I don't
the
know who
mod that
Sean
we'd be
Clark
using is one of Sean Clark's mods.
I don't know who Sean Clark is.
Okay, shut.
John Clark was a community modder, very respected
Some-
individual that unfortunately passed away at the age of 46 on Friday.
Today's Friday. He passed
Or
away
Thursday.
yesterday. Thursday.
Rest in peace. Please continue.
We will be using the BTCC 2014 car pack for the next season of AF3.
Bar the BMW. No BMW.
What's so bad about the BMW?
It's completely terrible. compared
Engine
to the other
it's
stuff.
just engine powers reduced compared to the other cars.
Gotcha. BTCC, looking forward to it.
So we have multiple cars again?
4 cars.
There you,
Indeed.
there you go, Twitch chat. All 4 of you. Next season of AF3 will be the 2014 BTCC cars.
I completely
So
forgot.
you'll have time to choose.
Also, Riley says, no, Mosquito. They were really rooting for you to get some points there. They were really cheering for you when you were P11 in race 2.
It is still Mosquito's best result of the season. It's still last, but it's P18, which is best result of the season.
Pingu, I was so scared of you punting me under safety car. Why were you like 50 centimeters away from me the whole time?
Wait, who's this? Polly?
Yes.
Honestly, I don't know. I was trying to keep the gap, but this wasn't going slow enough, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
what the people in front of us were going like 130, 140 at the start finish straight. I was like,
yeah, all the safety car speeds were a bit sketchy. if I'm honest.
Isn't the leader supposed to be like 120?
Yes, but that's
Yeah,
just
but
because
were.
people
the-
get
yeah.
behind. Like they
But
get grow behind.
How the
That's
hell
not the
are
best
people
way to
doing
say it.
150 and
That's
they
just
The
Yeah.
thing is, Diego, the thing is, there was a concertina on the final corner where people weren't keeping 120 for some reason. So after that, you have to, get quicker to, go quick to catch back up. But then they just kept going quicker.
No, it's
people were going 150.
if
since
you have
before.
if you have a group of 5 people bicycling, the last guy has to give more power to keep up with the guy in front. It's
Yeah,
just
but not
basic.
150. Not 150.
No, but they aren't doing 150. It's just catching up.
You can't be catching up in the street.
If you're doing 150 still by the race start, by green flag, then there's a problem.
No,
But
You-
I'm not.
you can
I'm
do
not
it.
talking about you in particular.
no,
though.
you can do it. It's not in the rules that you can't do it. Only the leader can do it.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to be able to. Let's
yeah,
just
because
say it
you're
that way.
supposed to have catched up already. But there's
And
still-
on that bombshell, good night, everybody.
No, don't go yet, don't go yet. I have the
Oh.
points.
Ah,
Ooh.
I need to, let me just double check this quickly.
Do you have drop scores?
This will be with drop scores. I'm just confirming how many. Yeah, with 2 drop races, two dropped events. The championship standings with 1 round to go are as follows. The leader with 158 points is Diego Domingo.
No.
P2 is Pingu Quinn with 147. Jack Olivier, I'll need to adjust his drop score actually, but I believe he'll be on 145 since he's now missed 2 races. Yeah, he'll be on 145, so he's P3. Then Jens on 127 and Joao on 125.
Have you applied my 10-second penalty?
These are provisional.
no,
This is
no.
very provisional.
Provisional.
Which means, so there are 25, 50, 51, 53 points on offer, which means everyone down to, so top 7 still have a chance at the title. Diego, Pingu Quinn, Jack Olivier, Jens, Joao, me, and Ali.
I'm
I need to
P7.
somehow
Hey.
score
Ali is
at least-
P7.
I need to score somehow 11, at least 11 or 12 points more than my worst counting race so far.
Oh yeah, you lose a lot of points from drop scores.
Yeah.
and how's the teams looking? I know Polaris Motorsports walked away with all the points in race 1.
I don't know. Thank you guys.
Oh, this hurts. Polaris leads with
We are
272 points.
Ooh.
River Racing is second with 244. Gladiator is third with 231.
26
Close.
points.
Congratulations to Polaris Motorsport on winning the AF3 teams title.
Not
This
quite.
hurts.
Not
Twice
quite.
in a row I've lost to
Looks
Ali.
like Reniki- Consecutive AF3 teams champion.
Wait, is it mathematically impossible now?
No.
It's
No,
not impossible, it's just
but
highly
really, really, really
improbable.
hard.
You see,
But-
I'm the team player.
Hey Josh, look at it this way.
Breaks over the
And
line.
you're still going to
Even when
win
I
the Nations
Points
Cup.
per can, and we almost win.
Yeah, and you
What?
keep reviewing this incident, but like I turned and then you turned too much.
Yeah, no, I'm just looking like what I'm doing wrong.
Oh, okay.
In the Nations Cup, Great Britain leads by 63 points over Spain.
And
Yeah, I
there
can
are
imagine.
and there are only 50 points on offer, so the Nations Cup is over.
By Spain, you mean Diego.
God save our gracious Queen.
I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead and download that for the stream next week.
It's me and Togo in Saxonry, and maybe race 2 of.
Yeah, Pingu, you know, like what fucked me up is I was just
And as-
thinking I'll slow in behind because there's somebody behind me. So I went to brake earlier and tried to slot in behind. But then you also like
Yeah.
you brake a little bit more than you like it's normal, and that got me out. And then
Yeah, because
I
I've got a compromised line, so I had to slow down a bit more. So
yeah.
And on